Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In this series of scary stories, episode 12, I have a couple of more short scary stories for you. So pull the covers up tight and let's get right to it. Story number 1, always listening. Lots of people have probably had the Hey Siri or OK Google function on their phone, where you can activate your phone's assistant AI by voice. Now, it might not always happen when intended. Sometimes your phone might hear something you say and think you're saying something else, but it makes you wonder. One night, it was pretty late. It was real quiet in my house. I was listening to music and it was mostly dark except for the light coming from the computer screen. I had headphones on listening to music and there was no sound other than what was coming through my headphones. After a little period of time of listening to music, I look over, my phone is sitting on the bed and I see the light come on. I couldn't hear it, of course. I had the headphones on and it went off, and I figured it was someone maybe sending me a message and I would get back to them after I listened to the song I was listening to. Then I saw the light come on again on my phone. At that point, the song was almost over and I went ahead and took the headphones off and went over to my phone. At that point, the light came on again, and Siri said, "Hi, I didn't quite catch that. Did you say turn off the alarm?" I sat there. Was it someone in the house? Was it a ghost? You decide. Story number 2. Who is haunting this house? My grandmother used to tell me stories whenever there were storms coming in and it was thundering and lightning. And because it was a small house that she had, we would basically sleep in the same room, so I really wasn't scared, even though she loved telling the stories and I loved hearing them. One particular story was about a lady who was at home. It was getting dark and she was watching the news, and the news was talking about a huge storm coming in. And she had been through them before and knew it was just a matter of time before the electricity went out. So she gathered up some candles and her book and got ready for the evening. She also went to get some extra blankets from the hallway closet when the power would go out, so she would have some extra warmth and she could cuddle up with her book and read by candlelight. She was starting to read. It was getting dark and she could hear the storm coming in. And sure enough, the lights flickered and went out. No big deal, she thought. This is the way it usually is while I'm here when a storm comes through. While she's reading, she heard a door open. And it was easy for her to figure out that it was the front door because it made a certain creaking sound when it opened. She grabbed a candle, tried not to panic, went down the stairs. And she got to the door, and it was open. No one was there. But she didn't feel alone. She suddenly got goosebumps all over her body and a chill that went to the bone. She closed the door. She looked around. It was dark. Starting to get a little scared, but she overcame her fear and started back up the stairs so she could get back to reading. Oh, it was nothing, just the wind, she thought, that opened the door. As she got to the stairway, she looked over to the bathroom. The door was open and she could see the candle floating in the mirror's reflection. Well, that makes sense, the lights being out. But with a closer look, she couldn't see her own reflection. She waved a hand and nothing, only the candle. Was it a ghost that was haunting the house? They didn't know they had passed on? Or was it just a story my grandmother told me to pass the time as the storm went through? You decide.